Hello everybody, welcome back to Ghostly French Toast, and today's been a video I've been kind of thinking about and cooking about for a while, and especially with the new JJK Blu-ray that just dropped in the extra Sukuna versus Mahoraga fight. It got me thinking, could Mahoraga solo the JJK or the Elden Ring verse? Quite possibly. It's very, very likely, because this is going to be most likely, as you can tell, a one-sided massacre, but there are some chances that the Demigods will beat Mahoraga. So, enough dawdling around, and let's dive on in. So, what is Mahoraga? For people who don't know, like some Elden Ring players, so he's from Jujutsu Kaisen, one of the big popular animes from as of recently. So, with what he is, he's one of the strongest Shinigami. So, take it as like a spirit summon. That's basically the gist of it. And the 10 Shadows is basically the equivalent to summons in Elden Ring. That's like the best way to put it. He's the strongest. He can adapt to any attacks after 3 times. So if you hit him with, let's say, Malenia hits him with Waterfowl 3 times, he will basically adapt to Waterfowl and he'll no longer take damage from it after 3 times. So he, in layman's terms, he has to be killed in 1 instant a kill attack. So for example, like in JJK, he got hollow purpled, spoiler, by Gojo. He got hollow purpled in the Gojo versus Sukuna fight at the end of the fight. And Sukuna also killed him with his open technique or fire arrow. So it was 2 insta-kill attack, or 2 times insta-kill. So that's the big thing. That's the big thing taken into consideration. So you already might be thinking, well, these demigods are about to be loses band for band, not gonna lie. And on top of being adapting to everything, he has a blade that can kill any cursed beings, and that I'm not how I took that to mean, where it's like any dream beings, any spirit beings in Elden Ring, insta kill. So if you can already think about those certain bosses, you already know how it's gonna go. And as you can tell, my man Mahoraga over here, he's big. He's a big beefy boy, as one is, you know. That's the physique I want, you know? So, the main bosses of Elden Ring. So, what I consider this? Only achievement bosses. So, no duelist, no spirit summon snails. Yeah, it's not looking too good. To give them some benefit, we're going to go into their in-game strength, not lore. So, we're not, there's some factors where it factors in the lore. It's a very weird ranking style. But, we're not giving like them at their peak. Well, we're not giving them their peak strength. We're giving them how you fight them in game and the lore surrounding them around that period of time. So after the shattering, basically, because that's basically the strength for everyone is kind of similar ever since the shattering itself. And home court advantage, we're giving them home court advantage. We're not putting them in a 1v1 in Shibuya. We're giving some Scarlet Rot, Aeonia kind of thing, Kaled even, if I dare will. So, with that being said, that's the rules, and we're going to start off with probably a clean sweep for Mahoraga. Leon Misbegotten. My man. Insta-killed. Hate to say it. The Slave Knight Gale knockoff is insta-kill. It's sad. No chance. No play. No motion. This guy selling. That sword. What's this guy going to do? What's this guy going to do against Mahoraga, dude? No play, absolutely destroyed. No bitches, no play. All right, next one. Godrick, I love Godrick. Don't get me wrong. Godrick, I think one of his coolest boss. I think he's one of the best, most underrated bosses in the game. No chance. Weakest demigod. Literally cucked over Malenia. Got beaten. So we already know Mahoraga is gonna sweep. He's gonna adapt to every single attack. You saw how quickly Mahoraga adapted to cleave. You think my man Godrick's gonna do shit? No play, cannot go banned, 4 banned. And no insta-kill attack. The closest thing you have to insta-kill is second phase dragon attack, where he has the attack, but it's not really insta-kill, because if you see during the fight itself, he grabs you, and it's slowly damaging over time. So Mahoraga will have time to adapt to that, hypothetically, if Godrick survives that long. So, Red Wolf of Radagon. I hate this guy. I'm glad he's a literal dog. Mahoraga is going against PETA activists right now. Dude, this guy is him. Big Raga is going to stomp this guy. It's over. Knock off Sif. This guy thinks he's Sif. This guy thinks he's Sif, dude. No way. No play. So, no insta-kill attack. Closest thing you have is the missile. Or the comet, sorry. And even then, the comet's strong, don't get me wrong. But you're also talking about Mahoraga here. Mahoraga is going through Liurnia and just taking names and kicking ass. So there's no way, inconceivable hell, that Red Wolf wins. But he's still a good boy. We love Red Wolf. He's so sweet. Rennala is our first chance that it's very, very slim that Mahoraga can win, or the Demigods can win. So the second actual Demigod has a chance at winning. Let me explain. Possible win is very unlikely. She has a domain expansion. Yes, it's technically Ronnie that's controlling it, but it's technically a domain expansion. Because look at this. You're telling me this is not a domain expansion. So anyways, one of the main reasons I'm saying she has a chance, it's very technical. Common Azure is powerful, but it's not an insta-kill. So the reason I say that is, for example, if you use Common Azure in the game, it takes multiple hits, but you're also, like, example, the reason I wouldn't say it's like Astel. Astel, I'll talk about later, but Astel has one single shot, which could be an insta-kill. The thing is, if Rennala is able to pull it off so quickly, yeah, all her spells, all her summons, they're distractions, right? Mahoraga will just cleave, cut, no bitches, no play. We'll win. But if Rennala is able to cast Common Azure and just attack him while he's distracted with all the summons, whatever, she has a chance at winning. But the problem with Common Azure, it's a multi-hit attack. It's not one hit. So it's a very slight. So I'm giving this ranking a 3 to 4 out of 10. So there's kind of a possibility, but no. Her summons don't help. You're telling me those wolves gonna go crazy. If Red Wolf can't do anything, what do you suspect some lonely wolf's gonna do? Mahoraga is gonna wine and dine and serve them up on a platter. It's over. It's Gojo over for them. But Rennala has a chance. It's a very slim chance, but very unlikely. And technically, domain expansion. We also got domain expansion. So, as one does. Radahn is our first winner against Mahoraga, or could be technically. So we all know Radahn's basically meteor attack. I'm saying if Radahn is able to pull that off, it's insta-kill, because you know how if you've seen against other bosses, Radahn, that attack does so much damage. It's a one-shot for most bosses, besides, like, I think it's Malenia, Placidusax, and Radagon. So there is a chance that Mahoraga will lose to Radahn. But the problem is if Radahn can survive, because as you know, to most speedrunners, you can just speed blitz Radahn, and this is after nerf Radahn. Pre-nerf Radahn, beating everybody, no doubt in my mind. I fought pre-nerf Radahn, worst experience of my life. Don't do that. Absolutely atrocious, scary even, if I will. He has to survive, and that's the problem. So at the time of after the shattering, Radahn is basically kind of just brain rotted. Yes, he has combat abilities, but they're not the strongest. And he can still use spells, all that, but he's still gone mad due to Scarlet Rot. So I don't think he has that strategic mindset like other bosses in the game. So I think it's possible, but he just has to survive till second phase transition. And then insta-kill Mahoraga, no doubt in my mind. It's over. So there's a chance, giving it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. He just has to survive. It's up in the air. Because if he can pull it off, win. But if he can't, as one does. And could possibly go band for band with Mahoraga. He's also very strong. That's the thing. Look at this guy. Look at the cool guy. He is very strong. And Mahoraga has great physical strength. So if they go band for band, I think he can go in a fight. And technically the sword won't do much because he's technically not a cursed spirit. And another thing you can also take into consideration is Radahn's basically gravity magic. So if you think about it like that, that's another factor that Mahoraga has to focus and adapt to. Because the problem with Mahoraga versus Sukuna, Mahoraga only has to technically adapt to one thing, or two things technically, cleave and dismantle. So if he adapts to cleave and dismantle, Radahn has a lot more tactics that he can use at his disposal. So there's a possibility here, especially with the one shot. So it's all playing it by ear. I hate these guys. I'm so glad these guys get swept. Trash boss. F tier, over. It's go over for these guys. Not gonna lie. Mahoraga adapts to poison. You really telling me these suckers can adapt to him? Oh my gosh. Their damage may kill him. Just kidding. Mahoraga will adapt, improvise, overcome. Because you're telling me poison and just regular, basically, wind attacks can kill him? No. I'm a hater. I want these guys to lose, get stomped, get swept under the rug, broken, shattered. I hate Valiant Gargoyles. Out of any of the gank bosses in any games, even Godskin Duo, these guys are the worst. Valiant Gargoyles are the worst. Should not be together. Godskin Duo, you can at least sleep. These guys suck. Trash. F tier. So yeah, Mahoraga insta-kills. Mahoraga, they have no insta-kill attack that had like Radahn. So they have a chance at losing. There's no way they can win. Mimic tier. This is an interesting case, because Mimic tier adapts to Mahoraga, so therefore it ends in a tie. They'll just keep adapting to each other, so it's a little silly goofy. Mahoraga will just adapt to any attack, and the Mimic tier will also adapt to any attack. So there's no way that they can win, so I think it's a standstill unless one of them basically adapts to their adaptation and it keeps adapting to that. So it's like it's a cycle. There's no it's I don't know. I feel like there's a chance that one of them could win, but Mimic tier is weaker than the regular summon. So it's kind of like Yuta in the sense where he gets 9% of the original attack, but will lose the original if, like, let's say Yuta adapts to, or Yuta gets cleave, right? Use it to 99% of its potential, but if Sukuna used cleave, he would win because it's 100%, because it's Sukuna's cleave, you know what I mean? So anyways, Mimic tier ends in a tie. So very silly goofy. Lichdragon Fortissax. Here's where what I was talking about dream beings earlier. Technically a cursed being. So what I mean by that is that he is in a state where of basically death. He is not alive, not dead, so kind of a cursed spirit. So technically he gets one shot. Mahoraga's sword kills him instantly. And even if he didn't have the sword, right? Even if we're gonna be nice, Mahoraga wins. The problem with that is Lichdragon Fortissax, he doesn't have very strong attacks. He has cool looking attacks. Awesome boss. One of my, I think, most underrated bosses. I have like a couple underrated bosses, but he's up there. But he loses. It's over. It's over for him. No doubt in my mind. So, and no insta-kill attacks as I was stating earlier. So it is what it is. He's cool, but he's gonna get insta-killed because the sword. Regal Ancestor Spirit, similar thing, no chance. Gets absolutely stomped. PETA is pissed. You really think this mule guy, this deer can do anything? Yes, he can siphon abilities, but Mahoraga is just gonna cleave, serve him on a platter, grill him. It's over. Dragonkin of Nokstella, another one of the underrated bosses, I think, especially his second phase. But he got stomped. It's over. So Frozen Lightning is very powerful in lore-wise, but what's kind of lore? Kind of not. Lightning can do nothing to him. So Lightning cannot do anything. So Mahoraga will just adapt to Frozen and be like, oh yeah, I'm warm. I'm just that hot. You know what I mean? Might be in the same. The reason I say this might be in the same sense to Mahoraga and can adapt over time. We basically force this guy into the next evolution. So what I'm thinking about, so the whole thing with Dragonkin soldiers in general, they were made by Nokstella to basically become an imitation of dragons. And we see in the fight with the Dragonkin of Nokstella that he basically forcibly evolves and becoming a sort of dragon being. So the reason I'm saying that is if Mahoraga pushes him to even more limits, I think he can keep on evolving. That's just my sense, but that's more lore than anything. So he's getting stopped either way, but there could possibly be a chance. So it's a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Magma Wyrm, my car loses easily. No insta-kill attacks, no nothing. No chance. And it's a fake dragon. A person really thought they could be a dragon, and they became this. I wouldn't be alive if this was me. Like, dude, why would I be a dragon? This isn't a dragon. This is a lizard. I don't want to be a dang lizard. I want to be cool. So he loses it easily. No insta-kill attacks, no nothing. So it's over for him. And no play. Elemer the Briar. So a lot of people would probably think, oh, the spin to win. Elemer the Briar is very similar to Sukuna in the sense where he could pose a challenge, yes, but the spin to win attack cannot kill Mahoraga. Because technically, as stated earlier, the spin to win attack is multiple hits. So it's like Sukuna's cleave in the sense where it cuts. Yeah, it's a really good cut, but he will adapt to it. And there's a chance. There's a chance that if he can just like spin to win and just destroy it that quickly, Mahoraga will lose. But it's very slim. So same thing as before. I'm giving him a 2 out of 10. He's still very strong though. He's he basically eliminated the entire family household. So give him some credit. Give him credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? Godfrey, the goat, or Goldfrey, sorry, the goat right here. I love Goldfrey. He's cool. He's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But piss guy ain't gonna do anything. Like Fortissax is technically a curse. And going back to this, you might be also thinking, what? Hey, ghostly French toast why isn't Loretta included in this? Well, because Loretta is the thing with why I separate Godfrey and regular Godfrey is because I think they're very different bosses, and there's a lot. Loretta and Spirit Loretta are very similar. They only have a couple different attacks and just the evolved attacks, so it's technically not different. It's not like Godfrey and Godfrey. So just want to get that out of the way before later. Gets one shot by his sword of actuation. So Sword of Execution. So it's he's over. It's over. Not fun time. Rip the Goat. I'm a Godfrey and Godfrey lover. I love their moveset. Some of the best in the game. Really good. But he ain't winning this. Astel's an interesting case, because I think Astel can win. And you might be thinking, the meteor attack, isn't that a multi-hit attack? No. That's not the attack I'm thinking of. I'm talking about the laser beam at the start. So, technically speaking, the laser beam can one-shot you. It's a very slim chance it'll one-shot you. But I think if Astel's able to aim it right when Mahoraga enters the battlefield, because technically this is his domain. It's not a domain expansion, but it's his domain. So there is a chance that Mahoraga will lose this fight just because that beam, he has range. If he gets a quick cheeky shot off and kills Mahoraga, there you go. But it's very slim because Mahoraga will adapt to all gravity attacks. But you also got to think Astel's very, I don't know, we don't know how he did it, but Astel stole the night sky from the underground cities. So there has to be some kind of power to his gravitational. Yes, it may just because, Astel is basically a bunch of stars together. He is what Radahn was holding back. So there is a possibility that Astel can win. It's very slim. It's similar to Rennala in the sense. If Rennala can pull it off, I think Astel can pull it off as well. But it's very slim. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. There's like a way for him to win, but it just has to be done correctly, if that makes any sense. And Mahoraga adapts to gravity attacks. Yes, gravity attacks are cool and all. Sorry, I need some water. But it's very slim that he does win. So next boss we're looking at is Rykard, and Rykard's in a very similar sense. So we know the Hell attack is very powerful. And especially the ending where he's charging up his sword. So he has a chance. He has a chance at winning. Let me explain. So the Blasphemy's Blade, when he does the charge attack and slams it down, that is most of the time an insta-kill attack for most players. And the reason I'm saying the second Hell phase is his only chance at winning. If you can charge off the sword before Mahoraga can kill him, and he could win. And you might be wondering, how does he survive that long? Wouldn't Mahoraga just instantly kill him? Yes, Mahoraga doesn't have the Serpent Hunter, but you can still if you go up to Rykard and just ban him, you can, technically speaking, you can throw hands with him. But I think if Rykard can pull off the Blasphemous Blade actual attack, I think he can win. So there's a chance, slight chance, but he needs to kill Mahoraga quickly. And this is going to be a reoccurring trend, that there are technicalities where the demigods and bosses could win if they don't get split blitzed by Mahoraga. Morgott, I glaze Morgott. I'm a Morgott glazer. Morgott, underrated boss in the game, most underrated boss, no doubt in my mind. But he can't do anything. First of all, no bitches, no insta-kill attacks, no play. And the reason he's the last king is because he's going to get swept and be the last king. This guy has no motion, no play. This guy is such a suck-up. He's like, oh, Godfrey. Oh, America. But no. There's no chance that he wins. No chance. Fire Giant. Fire Giant, it's interesting because Fire Giant is a giant after all. So he's a very strong, and his strength is equal on par to Mahoraga. That's a very big thing. So if they're going band for band without the adaptability, I think Fire Giant could win. But still gets swept. He has no insta-kill attacks. The only one you can kind of call insta-kill is the mini suns. But even then, they're not that strong. But Mahoraga will just adapt to the fire. That's the big thing. Mahoraga just keeps on adapting. That's the problem. A lot of these bosses don't have any insta-kills, and they just can't adapt as quickly. Commander Niall gets swept. I hate this guy. This guy kind of stupid. He has too much HP and too much damage. I hate him. He's not bad, but I'm just a hater. I'm a hater on these guys. Only gets 2 summon helpers, and the summer helpers get insta-killed because they're technically cursed spirits. Stated like is Godfrey and Loretta. They would get insta-killed. So it's just Commander Niall basically going band for band. You also gotta think this guy's kind of he has his own prosthetics. Yes, his prosthetics cool and all, but I don't think he's gonna win. And there's one attack that he can do, the lightning attack, but lightning I don't think will kill Mahoraga in the state where like Radahn will. It's not an insta-kill, it's more of a shock, like a big, you know what I mean? It's an explosion, yeah, but I think Mahoraga can survive, and Mahoraga will sweep this fight. It'll be over before it even started. Loretta's in a similar case to the last few. Horse, if the horse is gonna get it insta-kill, it's over. It's over for the horse. And Mahoraga will just adapt to the magic. Something that Loretta can do is Loretta's mastering might pose a problem because yes, regular Loretta, yeah, it's not that bad, but the 4-shot, if she can land all 4 shots, and it causes just the big explosion, I think Loretta has a chance at insta-killing Mahoraga, but it's very slim. It's a 3 out of 10 chance. Because you also got to think, she's also kind of a crippled, because that's the whole thing with the Albinoric. She's an Albinoric woman. But if she loses that fight, it's over. If she loses her horse, it's over, because she's a standing target, or sitting target, sorry, for Mahoraga to basically, what's up, bro? Bam, go band for band, motion, over. Placidusax, I think, is the first easy win. The reason I'm saying that is the nuke attack. As much as Mahoraga is smart, the nuke attack is similar to a hollow purple, in the sense where how strong it is, it's over. Another thing, Placidusax ruin. If Placidusax aim, even if 7-head Placidusax, it's over for Mahoraga, I personally think. I don't think Mahoraga has the time or ability to adapt to Placidusax ruins if all 7 heads are there. But even with 2 heads, if Placidusax just aims at Mahoraga, it's over. 2 of beams, it's like Astel times 2. So I think this is the first easy win for the Demigods. Maliketh, I think, is probably the most interesting case on this list, besides maybe Malenia. I'll explain my reasoning for both later. Or Malenia, I'll explain Maliketh now. The Black Blade could win if Maliketh blitzes. You know Maliketh's very fast. But even then, even like going off Malenia, if you use Black Blade against Malenia it's a permanent HP loss, and Malenia can't gain that back. So technically speaking, if Maliketh basically just keeps on hitting Mahoraga over and over again, he won't be able to heal that. I'm not 100% for certain. He will adapt to it, yes, but for the time being, he won't heal. So if Maliketh can just speed blitz him, cut off all his limbs, whatever, Maliketh could win this fight. Destined Death kills gods anyways. That's the big thing I feel like people just need to factor in. Maliketh has a chance. And this kind of leads and he has to kill him before he adapts. And this kind of leads into the next guy, Godskin Duo. Godskin Duo has a chance with if Blitz with Black Flame, they can win. That's the problem. They just need to blitz him as fast as possible with Black Flame before he can adapt 3 times, and it's over. They can win because Black Flame is percent-based damage, and even then, Black Flame is meant to kill gods. And these Godskin Duos or Godskin just Apostle and Noble, are designed to kill gods. They are god killers. So there is a chance that they can win. It's very slim, yes. But they can't, there's a chance, possibility even. They have to kill him before he adapts. And you can kind of tell before these next few characters or bosses, it's the same thing. If they can blitz him, they can win. Besides Godfrey. The GOAT. Godfrey has the strength for the fight, just like Fire Giant and just like Fire Strength. Can't one-shot and get swept. I love Godfrey, but I'm not going to glaze this guy against Mahoraga, because Mahoraga is kind of the GOAT, and you're going to lose against Mahoraga. R.I.P. King. Malenia is one of my favorite bosses in the game, so has a high chance at winning. 1, incredibly strong and fast. She is the strongest demigod, I personally think, after the Shattering. Yeah, even though she's kind of crippled, she is still strong, especially with Scarlet and Ionia. Turns into a god's second phase. Scarlet Ionia is very strong in the sense where it's a nuke. So if she hits a full-blown Scarlet Ionia on Mahoraga, over. And Malenia is technically a god or goddess in the second phase. So there's a chance that if Malenia gets pushed into the goddess of Rot, Malenia could win the fight, but it's a big if. She can. So Radagon is kind of similar, could possibly win. It's a 6 to 5 out of 10. Elden Ring, the Elden Ring attack where he slams into the ground can one-shot. It's 3 attacks, so technically speaking, Mahoraga would not have enough time to adapt to that one attack. So it could win, possibly. He's kind of a god. He's kind of the will of God, not technically a god, but I don't know. I think there's a chance that Radagon could win. It's a very slim chance, very slim, but there is a possibility. And then finally, the Elden Beast. Elden Beast, easy win. Elden Ring attack, first of all. I don't think Mahoraga will figure out a way to get out of it, because kind of it's technically a domain expansion. Elden Beast has a domain expansion, so therefore he will win. This is his domain. And he uses the ring attack. The reason I'm saying, because the ring attack will block if I don't think Mahoraga will understand that he has to jump out of that. I think Mahoraga is stuck in there, and the beam's just gonna insta-kill him. I think that's the easy win. That and Placidusax are the easy wins. So, yeah. And he's also a god, by the way. So, yeah, thank you for this little video. I know it's a little longer than normal videos. But sorry for taking a long break. It's been a lot recently, especially getting ready for college, all that. So I appreciate your time with all this. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Ghostly French Toast.